welcome back to my channel. I know this is not the video you guys were expecting because I literally have said that like my next video is going to be my electrolysis video, but a little change of plans. I'm going to be most likely editing that and uploading it right after this. Everything's fucking moving fast, so pretty much I literally am meeting my doctor next month again, and I'm pretty much most likely looking at surgery in like October, November, and it's fucking crazy because I literally didn't think this was gonna happen this fast. The reason why I didn't post my electrolysis video is because I forgot to film my other appointment, and then the last appointment I did was just like there was just so much shit happening. Like I was just so overwhelmed. I literally cried. Shout out to my electrolysis, Alana. She's literally the best person. I literally departed from her. Like she literally like told me, this is your last appointment. The next appointment that I'm gonna schedule for you, like would schedule for you, is once you get your like actual surgery date. Other than that, I can't schedule you anymore. And she literally told me, she's like, keep in touch, I'm so happy for you. And I literally started to fucking cry when she told me like, oh, this is your last session. Like I literally was like, fuck. Like I literally thought I was not gonna be able to do this until like next year, you know what I mean? And yeah, bitches, I'm getting a vagina. Like what the fuck, you know what I mean? Yeah, so pretty much expect that, because like I said, I'm in my past videos, I'm vlogging everything. Literally, we've grown so close over the past couple years, or the past couple months, and I don't know, it's crazy that I'm literally gonna have a vagina. Like, what? But other than that, guys, I know that was like kind of like out of left field. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. I have been getting a schedule together, to be honest, because I am gonna be starting school again. So I most likely I think I start school next week. Ooh. But yeah, other than that, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna shut up now, but just follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter on the screen. So let's just jump right into it. So we're gonna start off in like 9th grade. 9th grade, nothing really like exciting happened in that grade because honestly I didn't really like do shit. I literally like ate lunch in my fucking teacher's classroom in 9th grade, but I did go to 2 different schools after 9th grade. Pretty much what happened in high school, I didn't really go to a normal high school in like 10th grade. Pretty much I went to a public school in 9th grade, and then in 10th grade I went to a charter school and stayed there for about 4 months, and that's where I actually like came out and everything. And everyone's response from me coming out at that time was like so like positive, so it made the transition of me going into a different school, the next school that I went to, so much easier, because I was just kind of like, everyone could like see and like understood where I was coming from and like could see what I was doing. I kind of wish I stayed in regular school, but I genuinely think the fact that I switched schools so many goddamn times, it kind of saved me from getting bullied, you know what I mean? Because I literally, the school I ended up at, I literally only had to go there whenever I like needed to turn in packets, and the minimum was like 5 packets. I literally never showed up. Still graduated though. I still graduated. So let's just get right into it pretty much. Sorry, I had to finish my eyeliner off camera because I literally cannot do that on camera because I'm just not that talented. Once I went to like my last school that I like graduated from, I think that's when I started going out a little bit more. Most of my like, once I started to like get out there, I think that was like probably like 10th grade, because I literally went from eating lunch in my teacher's classroom in 9th grade, not talking to anyone, literally scared to talk to anyone. I don't know what happened, because I literally went from like no one really like knowing me, because no one really did know me back then. I think it was kind of like word of mouth. Everyone like knew of me before I transitioned, or like not everyone knew of me, but like only my close friends knew of me like before I transitioned. And then once I started going out and partying a lot more, girl, it was a whole different ball game for me. Like I didn't really talk to anyone unless you're in like the direct friend group of mine. And honestly, it kind of felt like very overwhelming, like knowing that people knew of me, because even though I didn't go to the high school that I started at, I still would go to the football games just because it's literally like right down the street for me. Once I started to like go out and like party a little bit more and like put myself out there, I noticed that's when like I started to like get more attention from guys, you know? Because I literally, when I tell you, when I went to parties, I didn't keep it casual. Like I literally would wear like fucking 6-inch fucking heels to a fucking football game. So I'm like asking to like be seen. Around this time, it was like a really weird transition for me, because I literally, like I said, went from like eating lunch in my fucking teacher's classroom with my fucking teacher in 9th grade, and to like literally partying every single day, to literally getting invited to every single fucking party that was out here. I do notice though, like I feel like that's when I like started to like get into like talking to guys or whatever. I didn't like experience any bullying when I was in high school for being trans. For like other shit, yeah, but like not specifically for being trans. I mean, I still get very like shitty ass messages every now and then, but honestly I just kind of like block them. Most of my issues kind of came once I started partying a lot more, because when I started getting attention from a lot more guys, and I didn't really know what the fuck to do with the attention, I kind of just like ate it up like anyone in high school would, you know? And I think my biggest issue in high school wasn't really like, I never really like experienced like the whole dating aspect of high school. And in all honesty, I'm kind of glad, because the men out here and the men I've experienced things with, I'm just like, so what I mean by most of my problems kind of like arised from partying, I feel like a lot of girls, like as I like transition and everything like that, I think I've noticed the most, like I've had the most issues with girls. And I think it's like not even like intentional, like I just think like, I don't know how to explain it. Girls are kind of like just, I didn't realize how catty girls were until I transitioned. And I don't know, I feel like everything like in being like a girl and like a female and everything is such like a competition, and it's so not okay. Like I used to always compare myself to other friends and everything, but I like completely like stopped doing that, because I was like, I'm in a completely different lane, they're in a completely different lane, like we can't, we're no way in a competition, you know what I mean? Like we're all bad bitches in our own way. I feel like the thing that was like the biggest issue in high school was the fact that guys were into me, but like they just didn't want it to be like a known thing. On that note, pretty much we're gonna go into like DL men, because that's pretty much like what I've dealt with since I came out since I came out as trans and everything. And pretty much DL men are literally men who are down with the shits pretty much and just want to keep it like under wraps, and like doesn't want anyone to know like, oh, like I like trans people. Pretty much it's like self-explanatory. DL means down low, so they like a relationship more like low-key and not very like, oh, like this is my man, this is that, you know? Most girls' boyfriends would okay, so the issue that like arised from girls, I feel like it's more so because their like boyfriend or whatever at the time would be like into it, but they just didn't want anyone to know or whatever. And I feel like that is very like shitty, and like I wouldn't know either that they would be in a relationship or anything. Obviously like now I do my fucking research. At first like they would literally not bring it up or anything and not like talk about it. And I feel like that's like the biggest thing that like really kind of like one of the reasons why I like really didn't date in high school. I mean, I literally had, I wouldn't consider him a boyfriend because he was a fucking asshole, but I had like a little something in high school, but honestly that like is not like, that's been blocked out of my fucking head. But like a lot of the guys that like I would come in contact with and everything in high school, like obviously when I found out that they had girlfriends or whatever, their girlfriends would message me, so I would kind of just be like, oh okay, like I respect it, like I don't give a fuck, like I'm off, you know what I mean? Like that's yours. At the end of the day, I wish like in high school it wasn't such a big fucking deal. It was more so like you like who you like, because that's how I base my sexuality nowadays. I don't really have a sexuality, I would say. Like in high school I was strictly like, would always be so caught up in fucking looks, and that was like that's not good at all. If you're gonna base a relationship off just because somebody looks good and you don't have a good connection with them, and just because they make you look good and you guys look good together, that relationship's not gonna fucking last. I just wish like most people in high school would just be like, listen, like this is the person I like and everything, and it's not that big of a deal. But since labels are such a big thing in high school, I never really got to experience like the whole like dating aspect. I think I only really hung out with like one person and did things with like one person that was in high school with me. Why am I talking and not doing my makeup? But yeah, that man like literally fucking threatened to beat me up if I told anyone, and literally made me fucking scared to even hook up with any man ever again out here. I never really like was like that girl. Like I didn't have a normal girl's high school experience, you know what I mean? Like yeah, I had guys that would want to be with me and like message me, but it wasn't like a serious thing. It would only be for like fun. Like regardless of like high school, I would have to say like I had a pretty like good experience, to be honest, because literally everyone that was like in my friend group would like always stick up for me and like literally be like, bitch, if anyone tries to fucking fight you, I'm gonna fucking beat their ass. Low-key back then I was kind of like not an instigator, but like honestly drama literally followed me. Now I don't like kind of just don't give a fuck about drama, and I generally feel like that's just because it was high school. But drama literally found me fucking everywhere. No matter where the fuck I went, I'd always end up in some fucking shit. Now I kind of just like step back and I'm just like, bitch, y'all don't like each other, that's on you. Like, sorry. But other than that, I would have to say like I had a pretty like fun high school experience. Other than that, I would have to say like high school, like I didn't really go to prom. I mean, I did go to prom. I literally have a picture of me at prom right here. Wait, let me take this out. Look how cute I was. We don't know her. We don't know this bitch, but like look how cute I was. Like, come on. Is it gonna focus on the fucking picture? This was me at prom, and the reason why I'm covering this bitch's face up is because she's kind of just like not relevant. But yeah, other than that, I would have to say like prom was fun. Like it wasn't a normal prom. I don't really like do dances. I literally went to a couple dances when I was in fucking like middle school, but other than that I didn't really like school dances because they were just fucking boring. And like the guys I'm gonna be honest, like the guys in my town right now, or like in general, just like, or at the time especially, were just like, girl, y'all be getting your heart broken by this, not me. But I would have to say, like, as I got older, I've had better experiences and better luck with dating. I think it's more so too because at a certain point when shit was just not working out with the guys out here, I literally just started talking to like older men. You know, like, your bitch had a sugar daddy at like age 15. Like, come on, I was not fucking playing games. Don't have one. Literally my generation, or like my like school, like graduating class, is the reason why seeking arrangements got fucking taken off the app store, because literally we would fucking make sugar baby accounts and literally finesse old men knowing we're underage. That's why you can only go on seeking arrangements online nowadays. But literally my generation was the generation to literally get seeking arrangements taken off the app because there were so many fucking minors getting sugar daddies. I don't condone that because, like, girl, I genuinely, if I could go back, I think I would just honestly just accept the fact that I'm not gonna have love in high school. You know what I mean? I don't need to branch out to older men. But honestly, I've had so much like better experience with them because I feel like they've all like kind of like been through stuff already. Why do I look like this? This is crazy, bitch. I look like a fucking clown. I would have to say, like, as I get older, like, dating kind of gets better for me. Honestly, no, it doesn't. I mean, it has, but like, men are men, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really expect much from them. When I was on dating apps, and ooh, my fucking knee. Okay, pretty much what I'm trying to get at is, as I get older, I think the responses I get from like guys I tell and everything is a lot better than what it like was when I was like transitioning, or like in the beginning stages of my transition. And I genuinely feel like it's because most guys that are like older, and I feel like the reason why I only talk to older guys is just because they kind of like have been through like shit already, and they kind of just don't really like care, you know what I mean? They don't really like care about like what people have to say. So right now I kind of just like, I still have them like on my phone, but I'm not really like actively like on them, just because like, no. And I kind of have like, I'm content with the people I have in my life right now. Like, I don't really like need any more people. As I get older, I've noticed like the responses I get, I kind of just don't really like put it out there that I'm trans. I always let the person know within like 3 to 4 days of talking to them, especially if I feel like something's gonna happen or something could like happen from that relationship. If I don't feel like nothing's gonna happen from it, I normally like don't tell the person, and I kind of just like let them fall off, you know what I mean? I'm just like, okay, like most of the guys I talk to or have talked to recently have just been so like chill about it, you know what I mean? Most guys are like, oh my god, like you should really put that in your bio, blah blah blah, which is the reason why I don't put it really in my bio, and I don't really hide it from anyone. I genuinely like, I'm just like, this is it. Like I say it in like literally like about 3 days. I give it about 3 days, and if I really feel like it could probably like they want something out of it, and like I would want something out of it, I just always let them know. And 9 times out of 10 it works out. And even when it doesn't, it's just like most of the men that I talk to, like they literally are just so like, they appreciate the fact that I'm so open, and they understand why I'm like not. They understand like why I like don't talk about it a lot, just because it is kind of like a weird subject to talk about. Like, I'm so proud of being trans, and I wouldn't really change it for anything. Like, it kind of sucks, you know, what we have to go through. The one thing I always run into is those guys that are always like, oh, you should really put that in your bio, blah blah blah, so you don't have to go through this. No matter what, even after my surgery and after I get my vagina done, I'm literally still gonna be trans. There's nothing that like I can go, like I can't change it, you know what I mean? It's something that is a part of me forever, you know, and I just can't hide it, you know what I mean? So it's something I'm always gonna have to go through with somebody regardless. The reason why I don't put it in my bio, it's not to trick people. Honestly, it's just for safety, because to be honest, like literally what just happened to Eden the doll and 2 other trans women literally got robbed and beat on Hollywood Boulevard, as people fucking literally sat back and laughed and literally filmed it while they were screaming out, calling for someone to help, to call 911. And literally the police officers didn't do shit either, because they literally drove right by with their fucking lights on, stopped, saw Eden, and didn't fucking do anything. That's the reason why I just don't put it out there, because at the end of the day, it's sad to say that we're in 2020, but there are people out there that will want to target people like me, and will want to target trans people. There's people out there that literally go on dating apps, find a trans person or whatever, and want to do bad things to them, hurt them, or even fucking kill them. And some of the guys that I've talked to in my past are so detached from my reality. Sadly, that's my reality, and that's the reason why I don't really like put it out there that I'm trans. I'm not shameful of it like at all, because I always like wear it with pride, you know. But I just am not very advertising about it. Just, I don't want to fucking die, you know what I mean? I don't want to get my fucking face bashed in. I don't want to like not be able to come home, which is fucking crazy to say. But I don't know, it's just crazy, because I think it's like, even when I tell guys like, oh, I like that I have talked to in the past, like, oh yeah, like sometimes when I go out I do get kind of scared, and they're just like, oh well, why? Like, you don't have to be scared. There's that, like, people are just so detached from like trans people and stuff like that, and that's like the main purpose of these videos and stuff like that, and my channel is just kind of like educate what the fuck it's like to be a trans person. It's crazy because it's like when I talk to my friends and stuff like that, they're always say like, I don't know why it's so like not a known thing that like trans people literally get fucking murdered every day, and it's just so fucking sad. Like, literally, I believe the United States of America literally surpassed the amount of trans people like getting attacked and like assaulted from the past year. Like, it's past last year's mark, and we literally are only like, I don't know how many months, let me see, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. We're only 8 months into the fucking year, and the fact that we like doubled and like surpassed the amount of attacks and assaults on trans people is fucking crazy. And that's the reason why I don't fucking put it out there that I am trans. I never hide the fact that I'm trans, so obviously I'm on fucking YouTube, you know what I mean? But I don't know, I just don't put it in bios, because that is sadly my reality. Like, sadly, one day if I put it in my bio, I could meet up with the wrong person, I could not come home, you know what I mean? And that's just sad to fucking say, and I'm a tiny ass bitch, so like, you literally, like, I'm like 115 pounds, bitch. You can, there's no way I'm fighting back, you know what I mean? And it's just, it's fucking crazy to see how many people in that video were literally standing around like preaching Black Lives Matter as they literally beat and assaulted trans women of color. You, at the end of the day, like, I don't even want to like get into, I'll get into it, I don't care. Pretty much, you cannot advocate for Black Lives Matter if you are literally inflicting pain and physically assaulting trans women of color. At the end of the day, like, that girl could have fucking died that got her head bashed in with a fucking scooter. She was bleeding on the side of the fucking road. No one did anything, and that's fucking crazy. The fact that people were literally just standing around laughing and filming and telling them, oh, don't worry, 911's been called. Help them. They're literally on the, like, it's just sad, you know what I mean? And sadly, that is my reality. And if you are trans out there, I definitely recommend fucking carry a knife in your purse. I don't give a fuck. Carry something in your purse, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it is a scary fucking world. I literally leave sometimes, and I'm just like, I think about it, I'm just like, oh, like, shit, like, I can't do shit like my friends usually do, you know what I mean? Like, I have to be very careful of what situations I put myself in, because I don't want to not be able to fucking come home. To be honest, I used to always like live in fear and be scared. I was always scared to like go do things, but it got to the point where I was just like, I can't live my life in fear, and I'm still gonna live my life, but I don't put myself in situations that I used to put myself in, be just out of safety, and I don't want to fucking die, you know what I mean? But I know I went on a fucking tangent, but that's literally the only reason why, if you are talking to a trans woman and like you do find out that a woman is trans on a dating app, do not say that to them, because you do not know what we go through, and the fact that we literally live in fear every single day we go out. So you can't say shit about that. It's not even like, there are people out there that do like to trick people. I don't think that's right. I genuinely think everyone should tell the person that they're talking to up front, to be honest, or before you even meet up with the person, because you never know, honestly, what could happen if you tell the person in person, and it just sucks and it just hurts. And I don't know, it's just crazy that people literally will fucking kill other people just because they want to live their lives. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. There's no need to be fucking rude. There's no need to inflict violence or anything. Alright, so that's the end of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. When it comes to like dating nowadays, I used to always internalize, like I said, whenever people like would be like, oh, it's not my thing. So I'd be like, oh fuck, I felt so like unwanted or whatever. But now, honestly, I kind of just like, I've always respected everyone's like sexual like attractiveness, or like what they're sexually attracted to. In one situation that happened recently, probably like 2 months ago or whatever, I was talking to this one dude, and I literally just told him like straight up like, hey, like, I know I haven't like talked about this, and like I know I haven't really talked to you about anything, but I just want to let you know, blah blah blah. Told her my tea. It's to the point where like my phone has everything, like I can click the middle, like the predictive typing thing, little thingy in the middle that like literally like you type something in and it like fills out the sentence, that whole entire like gray bar on top of the messages. I literally will be like, hey, to be honest, and then it literally just, I can click the middle and it fills the entire thing out. That's how many times I fucking do this. But with this dude, he literally just told me, he was like, when I told him like all my like tea and everything, he was just like, oh, like honestly, it's not my thing, but like honestly, you're still a pretty girl and I'd still love to hang out with you and still be friends. Obviously, like I still like talking to you, I always enjoy talking to you, and it's not gonna change, but like that's not my thing, and I completely understand like why it's so hard for you to talk about. And I don't really like I said, I tell the people usually 3 days into talking to them if I see things are gonna go somewhere, or if I generally just feel like they should just fucking know. It's just nice, because 9 times out of 10, if it doesn't work out in like a relationship or like anything intimate, I literally just end up gaining friends. Honestly, it's just nice to know that some people out there, just most of the people out there, are genuinely just willing to like understand what it's like being trans, because a lot of people don't really understand anything when it comes to trans people, and it's kind of sad. And that's the whole point of like this channel too, is I just kind of want to educate people on everything and regarding being trans, and like what the surgeries you might have to go through, because honestly, I want like this to be known. If you are a trans woman or man, you do not have to get any surgeries. I know like society makes you feel like you need to get it, but if you don't feel like you want it, if you don't want it and you don't feel like you need it, don't get it. You know what I mean? There's so many surgeries I've opted out of just to the fact that like I wanted it but I didn't need it. You know what I mean? I wanted to get my tracheal shaved. I literally, bitch, what Adam's apple? Like, bitch, who? Bitch, who? The doctor literally was just like, honestly, at the end of the day, it's your decision, but I wouldn't do it because I don't want to give you a scar, because I don't know how you scar or anything, and I wouldn't want to risk giving you a scar for it to pretty much like do nothing, little to nothing, you know what I mean? And like the risk when it comes into that was just like, oh, like my voice could get deeper and like fuck up my voice, so I was just like, the risks are not worth the outcome, so I kind of just like opt out of that. But yeah, you don't need surgeries to be a trans woman or a trans man, as long as you feel comfortable in your skin. That's all that fucking matters. And that's one thing I kind of want to like emphasize on, is you are perfect the way you are. I know I always talk about all the surgeries I'm going to be getting. Don't let society make you feel like you need them, and that's the thing that I kind of am glad I didn't jump into getting the surgery, and I'm kind of glad like my whole life went to shit when the quarantine started and everything kind of stopped, just because of the fact that if I would have gotten my surgery a lot sooner, I don't think I would have been ready. But yeah, pretty much the moral of this entire story is that my high school experience wasn't so fucking bad, because I really didn't really go to high school. I think it was pretty good. But yeah, that is the end of this video. I know it was like a lot for the end, but one thing I do want to say is I did have my last electrolysis appointment not that long ago, so pretty much the next step for me is pretty much meeting up with my plastic surgeons again and getting my actual surgery date, because I'm getting my hair-free clearance for my bottom surgery, and I'm looking at probably October, November for my surgery, which is fucking crazy, because if you literally would have told me, bitch, you're gonna have a vagina by the end of the year, I would have been like, you're fucking lying, bitch, because I was so depressed at the beginning of quarantine, because I literally thought everything wasn't going to work out, because everything started to work out, like I said in my other video. But everything, as soon as I literally let the universe do what it fucking needs to do for me, the people who need to be in my life right now have fallen into my life. The people I've come in contact with are like meant to be in my life, and nothing's forced. Everything just feels really natural, and I really like it, to be honest, and everything's been going good. Like, the universe has had my back this entire quarantine, and I am so thankful, because to be honest, I don't know what I fucking would do if I literally was still stressing out about shit I just can't control, you know? So yeah, that video is gonna come probably at the end of the year, depending on whenever I get the actual surgery. But I'm filming everything, girl. I'm filming from all the breakdowns, me crying, after surgery, before surgery, and yeah, I hope you guys are ready, because it's fucking happening. I didn't think it was gonna happen this fucking fast. But my pre-op appointment is literally set for next month in a couple days. Next month and a couple days. I need to enunciate because I talk fast. Other than that, I am going to be going to San Diego, so you guys are probably going to get a vlog right after this. I might miss next week because I literally, actually no, I won't miss next week. I won't miss next week. I am going to be going to San Diego, so I'm probably going to see a man or whatever. But we shall see what happens. I'm going with friends and everything. We've all been quarantined. And yeah, it's kind of like my last big thing to fucking do before I go into surgery. And Mom is blacking out.